Hey everybody, Raul here for Bass Musician Magazine, and today we have the extraordinary honor of chatting with Grammy Award winning bassist, vocalist, experimental musician, and so much more, MonoNeon. Yay!
Hello. Yep.
So great to have this opportunity to talk to you. There's so many exciting things going on right now, but as always, we like to go to the past. How did you get started in music and particularly on bass?
I've been playing bass since I was 4 years old. My dad gave me a guitar at four, and I just flipped it over left-handed, and I've just been playing like this ever since.
Nice. And again, there was quite a bit of time that you were self-taught, but I
Mhm.
know you've got more formal training and stuff. Talk a little about that.
Well, I grew up in Memphis around my grandma and my mom and some musicians in my family, but I'm pretty much self-taught. I taught myself how to play by listening to records on the radio. I used to
Mhm.
practice in my grandma's living room to all the blues that my grandma was listening to. Then later on, I went to Berkeley for 2 years. I really didn't go to class. I was really there to study with David Fuginski, a guitar player.
Mhm.
He's a really have a big impact on my life in terms of music and art. And I studied microtonality with him at Berkeley for 2 years. And I came back home and started my whole mono polyneon thing. So, yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, and you've got a very unique approach. I'm sure there's people that kind of scratch their heads when they see you playing because you're right-handed, but you hold your bass so that the lower strings are down and higher strings are up. So it's kind of the way left-handed players play right-handed
hmm
bass.
I've been playing like that since I was 4 years old. But I'm actually right-handed, but I play left-handed for some reason. So.
That is very interesting. You mentioned for some reason. Do you have a particular reason why you like to play like that, or do you feel it gives you a different approach? Or
No, I've been playing like this since I was four. So I really didn't. Nobody told me that it was wrong. They just told me. They just left me alone.
there you go. Very much kind of force a habit, I guess. There, very
hmm
nice,
hmm
very nice. Now, one other detail in your playing, I've noticed that you have a sock on your headstock. Now, does that have a sonic impact, or is it more of a of making a statement?
No, it's inspired by Dadaism, Marcel Duchamp, ready-made art stuff.
Gotcha.
And so it doesn't have nothing to do with it doesn't affect the timbre at all. It's just there for aesthetic.
Nice, nice. Well, I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything special like a fret wrap or something like that that they're doing to get some
Nah.
additional muting or whatever.
Mm-mm.
So you're currently on tour. We'll kind of catch you in the middle. You are on the I Want Snacks and Gifts tour of
Mhm.
2025, which
Yep.
is a clever name. And you've got a new album.
hmm
You had your chance, bad attitude.
hmm
And it looks like some very straightforward funk and
Yep.
some very juicy stuff there. Tell us about this project.
That album I wrote with a friend of mine named David Nathan. I'm actually here now with him recording some new music. But he lives out in LA, and I come out to his house to record, and be in the studio and just create stuff. So me and him just be writing songs together, and those songs are on that album. It's actually my first album with a live band, my live band with Xavier Lynn on guitar, Peter Knudsen, Charlie Brown, and Devin Funkmaster Way on drums. And I got some special guests. I got Kingfish on guitar. I got Donald Hayes on some saxophone stuff. Oh yeah, so it's just an album with my live band, pretty much.
Nice. And you're also very unique in that you're a vocalist as well. You sing, and I know for a lot of us, it's too much right brain, left brain that we can't do
Mhm.
two things at
Yeah,
once. But you do.
yeah, it's not hard. I'm still trying to get used to it. But I have to because I feel like I have so much to say. So that's why I started singing. So.
Nice, nice. Well, you've got quite a wide background also because again, this is predominantly funk. I've heard you doing some gospel with your grandmother and stuff.
Mhm.
So you've got a wide range of tastes,
Mhm.
but also a kind of a unique approach when it comes to note selection and how you are, your patterns and what your choices that you're making.
Mhm.
How do you go about that?
I think that kind of goes back to my influence from the church because of my grandma listening to her sing in the Baptist church. And also just growing up around that music, my dad used to play with the Barcades. So when I found that out, I used to listen to, try to find records that he probably played on or find a live recording. My dad used to play with Denise LaSalle and Mavis Staples and Pop Staples. So I would find recordings my dad used to play on and just learn that stuff. But I grew up in Memphis, so I was always around the blues and always around Southern soul music. So, my note choices kind of come from that, I guess. So, I don't know.
Nice. Well, they're very unique, and I know that a lot of people kind of take a note, going, "Whoa, there's a choice." It always makes me think a little bit about what Victor Wooten says. You're only half a note away from the right note, but they seem like all the right ones when you're playing them. So
yeah, I just go for it. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Well, and among other exciting things, you got the tour, you've got the album. Gear wise, how are you getting your sound? Because I understand you have a new signature pedal, a whammy with Digitech.
Yeah, my use of the whammy pedal came from being around Prince because I used to see how he was using it at Paisley Park, and they put a whammy pedal on the pedal board when I was playing at Paisley Park with Prince, and I've been using it ever since. And also because of David Fuginski uses like a whammy, tremolo arm on his guitar. He gets all this in between stuff, and I kind of just adapted that thing from Prince and David Fuginski and started putting it on the whammy pedal, and I just made it a thing. So, yep.
Nice. And you've got a signature bass with Fender and
Yep.
lovely bright colors. That's kind of part of your signature.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask, other than the color, were there any other particular elements that are incorporated into your signature bass?
The neck design, I told him, I kind of wanted it similar to my Lakeland because I'm so used to playing Lakeland basses, and I told him I kind of wanted to like the Lakeland, and they did it, and it's like really a perfect bass for me, in terms of tone and especially look. So I'm really in love with the bass.
Nice. And are there any other particular elements in your gear that help you get your signature sound?
What else do I use? Sometimes I use a fart pedal, just my own quirky stuff. But I primarily just use a whammy pedal, especially for my solo stuff, so I can cut through with the one octave up, especially when playing with synth players and guitar players, because I really don't like my solo tone when I'm just using the regular bass sound. So the whammy pedal just takes it up an octave, so I can cut through, with everything else. So,
nice. And do you have a choice in strings?
what did I use? I use Dunlop Super Brights, nickel round.
Nice. Very cool. Well, and with so much exciting stuff, I know there's still time on the tour left. You're going to be in the U.S. July out into August. What plans do you have for the future? You mentioned that you're working on a new album and stuff. You're busy.
Yeah. I'm just trying to keep creating and just be in that process of getting better because I really don't have a lot of goals. I don't have goals at all. I'm just so in love with music, and I just want to be in this thing and just try to get better and better and just continuously tour and continuously release music. I really don't have a particular genre that I go for because all my shit is so genre blending. So I just go for stuff. So I just want to just be in the process of just getting better.
Well, it's always an ongoing process.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want to know what you're up to, because again, you've been super busy, especially this year. I'm like, wow, there's just a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the best place for them to look?
I guess all my social media stuff because I'm always posting everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Where else I be posting? I don't know. Just type in MonoNeon. You can find something. Yep.
Well, and you do have a website as well, mononeon.com.
Yep. Yeah, you can find some stuff there, especially the tour dates and stuff. Yep.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule to share with us this very exciting stuff that's going on. We're very much looking forward to all of the really cool stuff that may be coming in the near future. So that's great. Folks, you've seen him here on Bass Musician Magazine, MonoNeon.
Yep.